Hey, Anthony, welcome to the show, everybody. Richard, this is CmdrAleon, host of Encounters, the late night UFO talk show, spiritual UFO talk show on social media. We're with you again. It's just about near 11 p.m. Eastern. Jess, welcome to the show. Hey, Jess, welcome. Dazer, Jan Hess, Steve, Merriweather, good to see you. All the people coming in here on Encounters. This is our late night show, our regular show, most every night at 11 o'clock, sometimes a little bit earlier. Good to see you. Chesno's joining us in. We're going to bring Chesno on here. Hey, Chesno, thanks for the hot brother. And we're going to get things rolling in just a little bit here. But first, I got to get everything happening. And Chesno is our co-host. All in the same state. That's pretty cool. Hey, Chesno, how you doing, brother?
Commander, how are you?
We're doing good. We're here exactly right before 11 o'clock or on the dot here. So
Yeah,
that's
right on
pretty
the
good. Right on the money, man.
And I was in Texas Live, and Loretta, the garden was in there, and she has a pretty cool Mount Shasta story, and she wanted to share it tonight. So I'm gonna send an invite for a little later.
Oh wow! And we have somebody here who we'll have on in a bit. Tara Shark says, "I literally saw a UFO tonight." That's the kind of stuff we love when people have sightings. So we're gonna follow you, Tara. I think they're in Japan. I don't know, but I think so. We're going to follow you and stick around here, Tara. We're going to definitely get you on here, too, to tell your story about a UFO they had a sighting. Tara, where are you located? What part of the planet? Okay. We'll find out. But anyway, it's good to have everybody here. And, things are amping up. On Friday night, we're going to have our special program with John Connors and myself as a space being comes through. Do you hear a noise?
No. Is it? I hope it's not me. It shouldn't be.
Turn your mic off for a minute. Okay, let's see. That's coming from your end. Yeah.
Let me close my window.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it's just a dog or something.
Is that better?
It's better. There's still something like feeding back on your end, so it's nothing. I thought for a second something weird was going to happen, but no, it's definitely all right.
Okay. Cool.
You never know. You just never know. Unless for some reason Godico is trying to come through on your transmission.
You never know.
Is totally possible. So wow. I've learned to. Yeah, it's really weird, man. Hey, Rob, good to have you with us.
Is it echoing?
It was echoing a bit. I got my earbuds on.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put on my headset. I think that should fix the problem.
Yeah, put your headset on. I think I hear puffing. Someone says. Yeah. So put his headphones on, and hopefully, it's just you. Feedback. Yeah, it's feedback. It's funny. You have to use headphones now or earbuds to prevent that from happening. And this is Encounters. Welcome to our late night show. Okay, and Chesno, my host, will be back. Hey, Julie, good to have you with us. Good to see everybody here. Jay Howard, people from all over. You never know. That's a good name. Jake, good to see you. Trisha Hours, thanks for coming in. Hey, Trish, good to have you with us. Digital, Charles Strader, Jake, hope you're doing well. Skip to Grace, we got to bring Skip to Grace in here. Things are going to be amping up here between now and Friday night. And Friday night's going to be crazy. Because Friday night, I'm really amazed that Godico hasn't tried to communicate without a frequency radio coming through.
Hey,
okay, so hey, Grace, welcome back.
Hey, good evening. How's everybody tonight?
It's really good. Meep, hey, AR, welcome to the show. A Kerbar 83, thank you for the roses. We appreciate that. It's Mike's. Courtney, thanks for joining us. Shelly May, thanks for the follow. All these good people in here, Zoe, 1804. Okay, he's got the headphones on. That's good. Yeah, these headphones prevent. Yeah, it's much better. We have to have headphones on. It used to never be that way, but it seems like you have to have headphones or earbuds to prevent feedback. Peace, love, and light, always, Marinee. You know that. Patch, welcome to the show. You're watching CmdrAleon on the late night show called Encounters, the known UFO talk show. We have our co-host, Chesno, and Skip to Grace, our spiritual cosmic counselor. And, of course, you, meaning those that have had visitations or encounters. We will interview you on the show here. My background, hey, M. Vatas, good to see you. And Frank Ricky. So this is a show for new people coming in here late night who've heard about the show. My name is CmdrAleon. My origin is not Earth. My origin is the planet Mars originally. And also I am with the Galactic Command. So I've been working with the command before there was any sort of internet related websites. I'm also a conduit for the Cosmic Christ. I've done things many months ago for the first time. Well, actually, the first time when I actually helped as a conduit heal somebody. I didn't heal anybody, but the Cosmic Christ healed this person of sciatica. So there's multiple levels about me that you're going to learn as you watch this show. Recently on this show, if you're new, you've watched some of the video clips on my Ashtar Command spaceship news page here on TikTok. There's a 2-minute clip. There's 2 of them where you will hear a space being called Godico speak over the broadcast or during the broadcast. So we're documenting everything with that. We just started having contact with the space beings from the star system Sirius. They're from one of the planets in the star system, and we've been communicating with them with John Connors. And John Connors will be with me Friday night, although he's welcome to come in here any night, but Friday night he'll be here with me. We're like, we've learned that we are both like an intergalactic antenna. A human intergalactic antenna is the way I would put it. And when we come together on live, we bring in Godico from the star system Sirius. He's on a spaceship. Mike says, please, when you listen Friday night, you're going to be a believer because you can't make this stuff up. Also, Mike, when you have time, look at my main page, listen to the audio. There's no trickery. There's no trick audio. The space being speaks right through. My co-host has heard it. Grace has heard it. There's multiple people on here who've heard the voice, and you will hear a space being who we've built a what you call a relationship. I don't think anybody on social media can do what I've done here with the help of John Connors. We've built a relationship with this space being. It's something that is, out of this world, is to say the least. It's something that facilitated a few weeks ago from my house. God Talks heard it. A few of the people here have heard it. It started in my house with the app that I have next to me here now. I have it plugged in here, and I'm not going to mention the app's name, but it was a Billie Holiday song. That's how it all started. I don't know, Stargazer, that he's coming tonight, but then again, if Godico decides to speak, he will speak. If he does speak, you will hear static coming over the broadcast if he decides to come through. I don't control any of that. I have no control of what happens. But Friday night, I will guarantee you we will bring him in. And again, this is not channeled. This is real. This is something that probably many of you who've never heard this are going to probably have a blow your mind kind of night. So whatever your thoughts are about extraterrestrials, higher intelligence, you're going to hear the voice of a space being and possibly others on his ship. I will ask him to let some others speak besides himself on his ship. I know there are men and women on his ship, not just one grouping. So when it happens Friday night, we plan on asking many questions. I'm sure Skip to Grace, and I know Chesno will have questions that they wish to ask. So many of you will have questions Friday night to ask the space being. So get your questions together. I'll have my co-host keep track of your questions, and we'll ask the space being. Make sure your questions are prevalent to what's happening. About their life, where they live, their societies, what their societies are like. There's a lot we can learn from these people from other planets, and we're going to Friday night. They're here. They're not the only group here. I've talked about contact on this show for many months, about how we're getting close to contact. And then what happens? They contact me in my home through an app, which I won't mention because it'll go on. And that's how it started. Then we had static coming through the show. And then more things happened. Do they prefer to be called space beings? Yes. They are space people, space beings. Don't ever call them aliens, because they're not aliens. It's like calling another human being a name that's derogatory to them. Space beings, space people, they don't want to be called aliens. So please, when we communicate with them Friday night, they're not aliens at all. They are people, beings that live on other worlds, just like we live on Earth. And we need to respect that when we speak to them Friday night. Okay, that's really crucial. So I'm sort of becoming a diplomatic, like we're a diplomat. Like I'm a diplomat to them, and I'm introducing them to our society. Okay, you can call them Alex Light Beings. That's a good way of putting it. How do I say hi on Friday night? So when we bring Godico in Friday night, we're going on at 11. When we facilitate that communications, we will take your questions, and we'll take as many questions for them as possible so you can communicate your questions. And please listen for the answers. They're using some sort of a translating device on their ship. I still haven't figured it out yet. We've all heard it like kind of thing. Some people have heard it clearly, like the sounds in like an English kind of voice, but it is kind of distorted. We're trying to find a translating system that we can use here on our broadcast to translate their voices into our language. So I'm really trying to, if anyone comes up with anything or knows something that's just, and again, understand we're talking to beings that are from another planet, not in our specific language. That's Eastern time. Sometimes it's me. Good to see you. We're starting at 11 Eastern. That's 10 Central. That's 9 Mountain, and that's 8 if you're on the West Coast. 3 a.m. if you're in Australia, and I think at whatever time it is in England. So that's really important. So that's some of the things I want to just let people know. Please share the promotion of the video. It's on my Ashtar Command channel. Share it everywhere you can about Friday night. It's ready to go. Just share it everywhere. We want to make sure people I don't care if you have friends on Facebook, YouTube, wherever it is, share it. Let people know. God talks to Pastor Mike. Commander, can you do a healing? My grandsons are in the hospital. So I'll take a moment. I will definitely, on my UFO show here, take a moment to use upon my hands. Let me just focus. I ask that the cosmic Christ send healing energies to Pastor Mike's grandson that's in the hospital. I ask that the angelic realm and the cosmic realm of healing be applied. I ask that the Christ go to that hospital and send healing energies to his grandson, and that he may be healed, completely healed of his mind, his whole body. I'm going to send it over. Other people might feel the energy. I'm just doing this for Pastor Mike, and just to make sure. And it's done. Also, I want to put a protection around our program tonight. I want to ask the Ashtar Command and the Cosmic Christed Realms to protect our whole broadcast always now. That's something I'm doing to make sure we have the clearest levels of light frequency elevated. So I send that light frequency all over, including all over the house, all over the outer perimeters of my building. And I send the command to send that light everywhere in this region of this area to keep it clear of any other energies. And so it be. And that's how it's going to be. So there you go. All right. Hey, Cheryl, good to see you. Rose Empress, thank you for the likes. Are you saying Cosmic Christed? Yes, Cosmic Christed. So when I say Cosmic Christed, I'm talking about Jesus, who is really a Cosmic Christed being, unlike the 3D interpretations of earth-based religion, which earth-based religion is very much limited in the understanding of who Christ truly is, which is a cosmic being of light. And that's basically my answer to how I perceive Christ, the Christ I deal with. Yes. Oh, you're most welcome. God Talks with Pastor Mike. And it's just, so we're definitely amped up here now. We've got the whole room amped up. The frequencies are amped up. And this is the number one in UFO contact talk show on social media. So welcome everybody to the show. I'm CmdrAleon, your host on radio on Sunday mornings on the Cosmic Eye Astronomy Radio Show. Deborah, thank you for the roses. And I also encourage people, as we're on during the night here, to help us by doing TikTok gifts of whatever you like. It's up to you. You can go to my Cash App, the Venmo app on my main page, and that's also good. If you have Venmo, you can Venmo very quickly any donations you want to the work we're doing here. So again, welcome our co-host, Chesno and Grace. Welcome everybody to the show. We will definitely, yes, I've heard from Shai. We've been in contact. I'll be on messaging. I'm going to be contacting her. And so we'll have more information as we get things coordinated with her. We are going to coordinate with her coming on here. So I am going to be talking to her. All right, matter of fact. So yeah, that's in the works. And I know there's some people here that have stories to tell. So let me see. I know there's a person that was, I think, if I can find them. I don't see them here, but there was somebody that said they had a sighting. Go ahead, Grace.
So, Commander, so Loretta Yaya was in, we were talking with her earlier. She had a contact experience tonight, and she said she was going to come in. And she's in Manchester.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and I hope she hops in the room. I know she said she had to charge up her phone.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to send her an invitation now, actually, come to think of it. I hope she comes in because her story was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to hear her story. And that's the beauty of what we're going to do is be able to have people tell their stories here. It's a place where people can come out of the cosmic closet and actually share what's going on. This is what the show's all about. We're really at the forefront of the contact area. We're at the forefront of people sharing their contact stories, their UFO stories. And I love the stories people share. They're so diverse, so different. And what we find here as we progress into the new year, things are going to be amped up even more. You think this year was pretty crazy with all the stories we've heard. And every story is recorded on my YouTube channel. All my shows are on YouTube after we record them. Yeah, so I think we're in for a big year in 2024. I think things are going to be 10 times amazing. If you think this year was amazing, you've seen nothing yet, I think, in terms of what's going to happen above our skies with people's personal encounters. I think we're in for some really major changes in terms of galactic understanding.
Absolutely. It's amazing how many stories we're blessed to have so many great stories.
Yeah.
And every day it's every day we get on together and we hear the stories here in the room. It's so inspiring.
Yeah.
And I just think that we're being prepared.
Oh yeah.
I'm really excited about Loretta's coming in too, because she had a really amazing message.
Yeah, she had a really cool story with the Mount Shasta, seeing orbs and everything. I shared it with her as well, so I'm hoping. She said she'll be in here.
Yeah, she's probably.
I'm sure she will. Yeah, I sent her also a request to come in here, so I think once her phone is charged up, like you said, I'm sure she'll be in here. We'll get her on live on Encounters. This is the thing. Like people like Loretta, who's been watching the show for a long time, having something like that happen tonight. This other person said they just had a UFO sighting tonight. I don't know where they were. I think these are the things we're right on top of it, because if you have a sighting, you can come on our show and get right on live. If you have enough people, you can share what's going on. If it's Japan, Russia, wherever you are, you can come on here and share this information that you will not hear on any major TV news channel. Many of the things that people talk about UFOs on YouTube or whatever, a lot of those shows are recorded. Maybe once in a while they're live, but a lot of these folks are doing recorded stuff, and maybe they have a big studio. But here, we might not have a big studio, but we're on top of everything here, right? And we know, people know what's happening. We're having contact with space people from the star system constellation Sirius. How many people on social media can say, oh, I'm having contact with space people? To be honest, no, nobody. Nobody I know. I know Stephen Greer's having contact himself. I'm sure he has personal contact, but in general, on social media platforms, no. I've checked. I have not seen it. You know, unless they're like in the government and they have people in prison that are from other planets, that doesn't count. We're talking about live broadcasts. You know what I mean? Hey, Canadian Mama LCA, welcome to the show. She's our Canadian Mama LCA. She's our DOD person.
No.
Shy. Her name is Shy too. So she was asking who Shy was.
Oh, okay.
So I just responded.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Shy's our
She's like, hey, who's Shy? I'm Shy.
You're Shy. You're Shy. No, Shy is our DOD contact who I'm working with, and we will have Shy on. I'm going to be talking to her off here. I've been in touch with her today and the day before, so I'm trying to figure out something here. Well, hey, Julie, thank you for the roses. Thank you so much. We're going to figure that out.
Kraken 311 was talking about how he lived in Anchorage and he used to see a lot of UFOs up there. What do you have? Kraken 311. So
where's Kraken 311? I don't see
311. Are you still in the
right up? Yeah, he's right above Courtney's name.
Oh, really? Let's see here. Ah, there you go, Kraken 311. Yeah, we can get you on Kraken 311. You have 400. Okay, I'm gonna put you on here. We can get your audio on now with TikTok. He's our first guest, and we welcome Kraken 311 to Encounters, the #1 late night UFO talk show. Welcome to our show, Kraken.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. And so, where are you now? What part of the world are you in?
I live in Pennsylvania now.
Okay.
But
okay.
When I was, I think it was between the ages of, I want to say 11 and 14.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in Anchorage, and there were certain times of the year, certain times of up there. Whenever it's in the winter, the sun it's dark out. I would say around like 20 hours out of the day. So you only get a few hours of daylight. And then in the summer, it's the exact opposite. The sun never seems to go down.
Yeah.
But there were times during, I think it was in the fall, I want to say, when the Aurora Borealis was at its most active. There was so much movement in the skies up there. It was really crazy, honestly. I thought when I was younger, I literally thought I was seeing things. And I used to tell my mother all the time, and I think I kind of freaked her out. And she would tell me, oh, it's just airplanes, stuff like that. And I know it wasn't airplanes.
Right.
Let's put it that way. Even at that age, I knew it wasn't.
Right, that's right.
But, yeah, there was a lot of things that I saw when I was at that age, and I even questioned myself, like, was I imagining seeing this stuff? I mean, at one point I thought maybe I was crazy. I'm not lying. I really thought that, because I thought I was the only one seeing these things in the sky, and especially the way my mom reacted to it.
Can you describe what they look like? Were they orbs, or were the shape of it?
Some of them were like orbs. Some of them did look like they were just lights. Okay. Now there was one time I seen something, and there was no light coming off of it. It just. Do you know how they show what a black hole looks like?
Yeah.
In the universe, it almost seemed like that. The way it would move across the sky, the light would disappear around it, almost like it was a black hole itself. I don't know how to describe this because, like I said, I only lived there till I was 14, but I remember these things very vividly. I have a very good memory of it. And,
wow.
Yeah, because I had issues with sleep up there. Now, this isn't why I saw these things either. You know, I mean, it wasn't because of lack of sleep or nothing like that. I slept. It was just in the winter up there, you get a lot of people that live there. They get like depressed, I guess you wouldn't call it, because of the way the way the sun and everything works. It's just natural for us to not have the sun dark all the time. But anyhow. I would always look out my window because this was like the early 90s. There was no internet. There was none of the stuff we have now. So, I looked out the window a lot. And I knew that just by watching out in the sky, I would see these things eventually come across. And I did. And it was almost like a normal occurrence for me. And some of the things I saw, like I said, the black hole one, I've only ever seen once. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it scared me. And I was a little freaked out because I was like, I've never seen this before. I've seen lights, I've seen orbs and things like that. Even in the daytime.
Yeah.
I've seen these things.
When you say black hole, sorry, do you mean like it was bending light, like there was like an event horizon around it?
Yes, okay. Exactly that. And it was wild. Up there, you don't have a lot of city lights to drown out the light in the sky. So the sky is very clear. It's very easy to see things. And the one time I've only ever seen this, it moved across the sky, completely silent. None of these things made noise. But this thing was extra eerie, I want to say. Because as it moved, I mean, it seemed to move slow, but it moved fast enough that, it wasn't in my view very long. Yeah. But as it moved across the sky, if there was any stars or light behind it, yes, it would bend the light behind it. It looked exactly what a black hole would look like nowadays. And I've only ever seen that once.
Wow.
Now, there's a lot of military, Air Force military stuff up there, that they use. So I honestly at first was trying to convince myself that's just something of ours that I had never seen before. But as I got older, I knew that wasn't what it was.
Well, when you were in Alaska, the Alaska area, for people that don't know, this is Encounters, the late night UFO talk show. I'm CmdrAleon, your host. We have Chesno and Grace with us, and Kraken 311. That area, there's been documentaries about Alaska. There's a thing called the Alaskan Triangle, sort of like the Bermuda Triangle. So I've heard many documented stories, and now you've added another part of it. When you were seeing these things, I'm very curious. Did you have any visitations or encounters, when you had these experiences, or no?
I
have a feeling you did.
Yeah, but it honestly, to me, I thought they were dreams because that's how I remember them. I had a dream, these dreams I had while I lived there, though. I didn't have these after I moved away.
Right, of course.
Now, as far as actual contact, that's how I think they did it because other than that, I never experienced anything like that. I've never experienced anything before or after like that either.
Right.
It's like a dream I remember.
You just hit it on the head. So when you say dream, I read people's stories. I listen to you and the vibrational patterns of the story. So you had contact. I don't know who they were, but they used the dream state. In this case, in your dream state is how they contacted you. So when you were sleeping, that was the most peaceful way to interact with you in your consciousness was through the dream state. So you had contact with some beings. I don't know who they were. Obviously, they weren't negative or anything. I don't think you even feel that. But
no,
you did have
contact.
No, they weren't at all. But you had contact. I'm getting very strongly. All I can tell you is you had contact with peaceful ETs. I don't know where they're from, but that's how they communicate. They communicated through your dream state. So we now label that to document that you had a cosmic dream or many cosmic dreams where they met you in your dream state, what you call the dream state, and they communicated with you. You probably don't remember what they told you. I don't even know what they told you, but I do know that you had connections with them when you were up there, and that was through the dream state.
Yeah, the dream state that I remember was them. It was a way of them telling me that it's okay, that there was nothing of malintent going on, that they were, this was just a normal thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't need to worry about it the way I was at first.
Yeah.
Because like I said, my mother tried to convince me that I was young and I don't know, I had an imaginary mind is what she tried to say.
Yeah, no, people don't realize the Christed beings of light, they will interact, they can interact in what you call the dream state, and that's exactly what happened.
I remember being so obsessed with this at that time. I used to take books out of the library on UFOs just to like try to better understand what it was. Mm-hmm. And at that age, a lot of the adults told me, this was just, like I said, my mother, like I had an imaginary mind. They were scared by it. Yeah. I could tell. Yeah, I could definitely sense that in them.
Yeah.
So fun that you did that.
Yeah, and it's just sometimes our biological families will not understand when we tell them, we have contact or we're seeing things like this, and they don't understand. And what I'm finding out over the many years of being involved in this since the 60s, since I was a little kid, that a lot of times parents are oblivious because you're the one who's supposed. There's always that one person in that family that or it could be a brother or sister, whatever. It could be two people, and you can have a family of 6 people that are kids, and there's a mother and the father. There's always that one person or two people that have contact, visual contact, and see spaceships, what you want to call UFOs, whatever you want to call it. And then they have encounters in their dream state. And some people, it's beyond the dream state. Sometimes the space beings will come into your room. They will just come into your room and they'll be right there, and you'll open your eyes and see them, and they will be right there and they want to communicate with you directly. Others will be very subtle about it, and they'll come through when you go to sleep. They'll come through what you call the dream state. So it's very, but for the person in the family, there's always that one person that doesn't want to face it, even though and a lot of times it's because the family members are kind of scared to face it because you're telling them something's happening. Now they're getting kind of freaked out for no reason, although they're allowing their mental mind to freak them out over your experience, whether it be the encounter, the visual sighting of the spaceships, what we call UFOs on our planet. They're freaking out over it because it's something out of their realm. They want everything to be status quo, everything to be conventional, everything to be normal. But things are not normal, We're living in a world where things are becoming less normal than they used to be. Because
so my mother. Go ahead. I have a quick question for you. Did you know when they were going to come? Like, would you go outside? Yeah. You were getting like feelings.
I didn't know when they were going to come. I never had feelings. Well, I don't know if you want to call it. I don't know. There would just be certain times where I would know if I went and tried looking for these things. I was like, I'm going to look tonight or whenever it might have been, and I always seemed to find them. It wasn't hard to find them.
Yeah.
My mother definitely seen something too, and that
really.
Yes, my mother seen stuff. I know she's seen more than once. I think that's another reason why she might have been as scared as she was, because my family was very religious. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were. My mother was very Christian, very religious, and not that I'm not. It's just I knew the difference.
Right. What did your mother see? Did she tell you, or do you know? Or
she did not tell me because, like I said, she tried not to believe that she saw something. But she worked second shift, and she came home one night, and she was telling my grandmother she was all freaked out and scared about something. I remember her telling my grandmother, and they tried to talk about it away from me because I was very curious about things at that age. And they went into another room to talk about it. She came home and she was really scared of something, and she took my grandmother, and they were talking about it, and I could hear her crying. So I know she saw something, and I know her son coming to her and saying, "I see these things," didn't help.
Right.
Yeah, but she probably didn't want to exasperate the situation with you. She was definitely trying to protect you, no doubt.
Yeah, there